ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another McFarlane Toys action figure review on not one figure, but we are looking at the 4 figures from the Suicide Squad movies King Shark Build-A-Figure Wave. If you're trying to get your McFarlane Toys figures, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
While you're down there, I ask you to please hit that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And I gotta give a big thanks to McFarlane Toys for making this review possible and sending out these samples my way to review for you guys. If you want to see the latest from McFarlane Toys, check the link in the description below, and I do have variants that I will talk about later on in a different video. But for right now, I wanted to look at these 4 figures and the King Shark Build-A-Figure. You can see we have Polka-Dot Man, Bloodsport, Peacemaker, and Harley Quinn. On the side right over here, you can see that they have their names written on there, and it's all spot varnished with the Suicide Squad logo as well as their names. And then you can see images of each of the characters over here, and there's these little mini instructions on the back of the packaging just showing you how to put the King Shark Build-A-Figure together. On the side, you get each of their names, and then on the bottom of the packaging, you can see all the barcodes. Hopefully this image helps right here in your hunting quest. And then on the top, you get a spot varnished logo on each of the boxes right over here. So looking pretty sweet so far. Let's get to it and crack these figures open. And here are the figures out of the packaging, minus the King Shark Build-A-Figure, obviously, and not a bad set of figures. I do have my complaints, though, for sure. So let's get a closer look. They get their own display stand with the DC logo tampoed on there, as we normally see. As always, I'm happy to have these trading cards. If you want to pause and read the specs on any of these as I look through them, feel free to go ahead and do so. And yeah, they look like little promo images from the films. So there we go. There's Bloodsport. Then we have Harley Quinn right here. Look at Margot Robbie looking beautiful as always. And then there's a read-up over here if you want to read it, pause it now. And then Polka-Dot Man, aka Baba Yaga, looking really good right over here. And there he is on the back if you want to read it, pause it now. Aside from the Build-A-Figure piece, Peacemaker comes with the sword right over here, which looks pretty good. I like this gunmetal gray. So looking at the Peacemaker head sculpt, it looks like John Cena, right? I mean, the helmet's covering his face, but I think the jawline kind of looks like him. I don't know, maybe the head might be a little bit on the tall side, but I really like that gunmetal gray for that helmet. That looks dope as hell. Like how you can see the eyes underneath there. Looks pretty nice and clean. So yeah, nice metallic finish on this. I do like how it looks, and you get nice texturing throughout on the figure. Decent looking flesh tone right over there. I wish there was a way to straighten out the elbows all the way. That always irritates me when you have a constant bend right there. But yeah, musculature looks good and everything. Nice paint apps for the most part. Legs look pretty good. Again, I like the texturing throughout on the figure. When you bend the torso back, you can see some more of that texturing underneath. And there's your Cena butt, Cena legs, and you can see some wrinkles sculpted in those joints right there. A constant thing for me with this whole wave, these ankles on all these figures and these feet just make these figures tricky to stand. Nice looking boots though. I wish they had a way of covering up the ball joint right over there though. And you get peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Bloodsport comes with these twin swords right over here. There's no storage on the figure for these, so that's a little disappointing, but I do like the gold, and the silver looks pretty good too. I like how those teeth look right there. Big old glossy soft dome right there in the face. But yeah, the whole like muscle definition and stuff for this mask looks really cool, or the helmet anyway. Here's looking at the other side, and then here's looking at the back. You can see some wrinkles and stuff. And I like how you can see some texturing right over here on some parts, like on the arm right over here. And then you have these cool metallic orange pieces that have some silver mixed in there, which I think is a nice touch. So I do appreciate that. Nice straps and everything coming along right over there. So pretty cool looking. I just don't like this whole diaper piece right there. That is just way too much plastic for the front of the figure. I wish they cut into this a lot more so that the legs wouldn't run into it. You can see it's all moving stuff. So yeah, I don't like that. I understand what they're going with right here with these straps and these, but yeah, I wish they had less right over there. But I guess them wanting to keep these 2 pieces right here is the culprit for them having this whole baggy front section, which yeah, it doesn't look great. There's the butt, and And then there's the back of the legs. Again, nice texturing throughout. Paint apps look pretty clean, you know. The orange looks really well applied on the figure. Boots look pretty good. I guess you don't see those ball jointed ankles on this one right here. But again, tricky to stand without having the flat feet. But I do like how the treads look, and he has peg holes. And Harley Quinn comes with a spear spike. I don't know exactly where she finds this in the movie. I have to watch it. Haven't watched it yet, but it has some nice details sculpted in there. I like this gold color. It looks pretty sweet. Now, aside from the upper lip missing some serious paint, I did think this really looked like Margot Robbie when I first saw this head sculpt. I think it actually looks pretty good sculpt-wise, but it is missing paint on that upper lip. Just makes it a little funny looking. I like how the eyes came out right over here, and she has that heart tattoo on the cheek. And, you know, looking from certain angles, it looks more like her. Other angles, a little bit less like her. The hair looks nicely sculpted. I do like it. Nice red paint on this side over here. And the tattoos mostly look pretty good. There are some spots where it's a little bit weird, like on the back. You know, it says property of no on. So, like, the E is missing right over there. It's supposed to say no one. I feel like the left arm is just a little bit shorter than the right. It's just a little nitpick detail of mine that I kind of noticed. It does feel like it's a little short over here. I did get some pins popping out on this top elbow joint, but tattoo deco looks pretty clean right over there. And then here's looking at the bottom of the dress. This doesn't get hindered, or it doesn't hinder the leg articulation as much as I had expected it to. So that's pretty sweet. And you can see all the tattoos right over here. She's still got pudding right there and all the hatch marks and everything. Boots look pretty good. Again, she's tricky to stand. You can see that they have this banana curve right over here. Call it the banana boots, where, you know, instead of making it nice and flat and flush with the floor, it's got this curve, and it just makes it trickier to stand because you have less surface area on the ground. And then you can see we get peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So I didn't really know anything about Polka-Dot Man until I saw the Suicide Squad trailer, and I do like this effect. And from the trailer, you know, his power set looks pretty cool. I may have some books with him in it, and I just don't remember. But anyway, this looks pretty neat with the translucent plastic. You can see this just wraps around the wrist. And he has this extra sleeve cover for the forearm, which I don't understand how this is supposed to function here. This right side on the figure looks a little bit larger than the left side, but I haven't, you know, I've tried messing with it, but it just, none of it makes sense. I don't know why it has this. Hey, we get Baba Yaga, or David Dasmalchian, and I think the likeness for his face looks really good on this figure. And again, I got to meet him at Endgame. Super nice dude. Very brief meeting, of course, but this looks really dope. I really like it a lot. Nice looking face sculpt over here. Paint looks really solid. I think they really nailed the likeness right here. So that looks really good. I love that you have the goggles, so you can just put that over his head. Fairly pliable material over here, and yeah, it looks pretty solid. Like that translucent red right there for the goggles. Looks really nice. And then you have all these sculpted on polka dots, so they're not just painted on there. Everything is sculpted on. He's got the wrestling earmuffs right there, or those are the kind of ear guards I used to have when I did wrestling in high school. But yeah, you can see all the wrinkles and everything. Nice gunmetal gray. Again, kind of confused about these gauntlets right here. Yeah, but nice wrinkles sculpted in there, and looks pretty good. Not too big and pouchy right here around the crotch area, so I like that. Looks a little bit better. The details and the texturing on all of the fabric, or faux fabric anyway, it's obviously made out of plastic, looks really solid to me. I do like it. Then the boots right here look pretty good, but again, we got the banana boots right here. Less surface area on the ground. That bugs the hell out of me. This guy is very tricky to stand. A lot of these figures are tricky to stand. And here we have some Buffart over here. Not looking too bad. If you want to post some Buffart, I'll repost it over on the Instagram. But anyway, let's get this transformed or built. We take away Bumblebee. Alright, so we get to here. Let's see. It's going to go like this. Snap that thing. And then put it right there. And get that right there. And this actually feels a lot smoother compared to the last time I had to build a figure from McFarlane Toys. Alright. Man, this King Shark looks dope. There's so much that I love about the aesthetics of this figure. I love the head sculpt. I love the skin texturing. The paint fade from the darker gray to the lighter gray looks really good. I like how we have all these little holes sculpted in there. I know those are for the Great White's sensors. I love how the teeth look. When you open this up and you push down, you can see the rows of teeth at the bottom. then you just get one row of teeth at the top right there. It looks really sweet. The paint will scrape on me a lot easier than I'd like. That's a gripe of mine. I'll talk about that a little bit more. You can see the gills on the side right here. Then you have that nice dorsal fin. And again, I like the texturing of it. It's fairly smooth, even though I know real sharks, you know, when you touch them, it's like real rough, even though I haven't really pet shark. No, I have pet sharks before. What am I talking about? I love how the hands came out right over here. And yeah, so far, I'm liking what they're doing with King Shark, even though my favorite King Shark is the Harley Quinn cartoon series, King Shark, and I think that's like the best cartoon I think I've seen in my adult life. Again, you can see more scrapes right here on the belly from moving this diaphragm joint, and I'll get into the articulation of this figure, but yeah, you really want to be careful with that. Basically, if you move this diaphragm joint forward and then you move it horizontally, you're going to scratch the hell out of your figure, and that's how I did that. So be warned. I saw Inhaled Farts complain about how this is wobbling up and down like crazy. That bugs me, but not nearly as much as the scratches right over there. And then you can see these huge hinges digging into the forearm. I wish they had another way of doing that because, yeah, that doesn't really look too good. Nice wrinkles right here on the elbow and everything, so it looks pretty good here on the back. Then you get these shorts right here, a little bit of paint detail in them. So pretty sweet looking. And then the legs right here look pretty solid. And he's got kind of like, you know, flippery looking feet as he should, with some scars and everything like that, along with peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Oh, and then here's the calves, very meaty calves. Again, these joints really dig in there. And then this is a fairly soft material, even though you still can't really move around the legs too much. Man, I've been sick all week. Sorry, my voice sounds so weird. But anyway, King Shark is standing just a little under the 10-inch mark. We get some good height on that figure. And then Polka-Dot Man, you can see has it about 7.5 inches. And then Harley Quinn closer to the 7-inch mark. And then Bloodsport and Peacemaker are both a bit over the 7-inch mark, 7.5 inches. Then for a size comparison with another DCEU figure, we have Wonder Woman from the Wonder Woman 84 movie, and she does stand a little bit tall. I mean, especially looking at her next to Harley Quinn. And then here's the Suicide Squad wave next to one of my favorite DC Multiverse figures. We have the John Stewart Green Lantern. You can see he's actually a little bit shorter than the Wonder Woman figure right there. Then here's King Shark next to a couple other McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Build-A-Figures. We have the Merciless with the custom Paul Lutz sword right over there, looking dope. And then we have the Build-A-Figure Bane. Then here's the Suicide Squad figures next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. You loser DC characters can't hurt me. I'm a Marvel. Nom nom. Ha, see? Shield. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to show some love to the channel by hitting that like button. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And a big thanks to all these people over here that support this content via the Tron and membership. The channel needs it and I appreciate it, you guys. If you're interested, link below or hit that join button. And these figures, they each have something that I really like about them, but they also all have something that I dislike about them. This is not my favorite set of McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures. However, there are definitely cool things about them. And you watched the video, you saw what was cool, you saw what was not cool. Biggest complaint for me is it's tricky to get them just to stand. I actually had an easier time having them stand in dynamic poses than I did in just vanilla poses, which is really weird. You know, that shouldn't be that complicated, especially with the Polka-Dot Man. That one's that one's the most frustrating to get to stand. So, but I do like the likeness of the face. Like I said, for each one that I have something I dislike about him, I also have things that I do like about them. So at the price point of about $25 per figure, I'm gonna give this wave a sud rating of
It's not too bad.
and I'd like to know what you guys think. So please let me know in the comment section below. I mean, it's a $5 up price for each figure, so that makes the King Shark a $20 figure. That's a hell of a deal, right? Much cheaper than just getting the deluxe figure all on its own, but if you don't want to buy the whole wave, you could buy that instead, so that's cool that that option's available. So stay tuned for the comparison video later on. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Want to see a photo gallery of images? You'll find it all over at toynewseye.com, and if you want to stay in touch with me via social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. Yes, I post on TikTok, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
shot in your face. Let's hit my shot. We're shot in your face. Let's hit my shot. We're shot in your face.